and welcome to a special edition of Cammy's Comic Corner, the Wolverine movie review. I'm your host, as always, Cammy, so let's get right into it. I saw it, and I know this podcast is coming out a little two weeks late, but you know, look on the bright side. You've all seen it, and I won't spoil anything for you. So anyway, let me just tell you, first of all, that when it was first leaked in early April, I was one of the many, many thousands of people who watched it online. And let me tell you, I was really looking forward to this movie after seeing, you know, some of the trailers. I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. It'll make me totally forget X-Men 3 ever happened. But then I saw the leaked version, and, you know, I didn't need to see the special effects, because I know I can imagine what explosions look like, you know, wall of fire, voila. And I wasn't really happy with it. I was like, wow, I was kind of let down. The story was horrible. Some of the characters, like Deadpool, just was they were atrocious. Maybe I'll give it some time and actually see the finalized version, because as soon as that broke out, that it was leaked onto the internet, oh man, Fox Studios, I remember, were just coming up with all these excuses, like, oh, well, don't worry. We don't even have, there's another 15 minutes of the movie you haven't even seen yet, so let me tell you, it's going to be amazing. And then they did the dick move and added 3 alternate endings, which usually are found on the DVD features, you know, on the bonus disc. But since they needed more and more money to make sure that this wasn't going to be an epic failure, they gave you a variety, one of 3 alternative endings. So that was a dick move. And so I was thinking, okay, all right, well maybe they will improve it. There's always that possibility. So I went and saw it, and you know, after seeing the leaked version and then the theatrical version, let me just say, nothing changed. The only thing that changed was they added explosions and more special effects. That's it. I didn't see any of the additional 15 minutes. I was just totally just in shock. Like I paid $9 for this. Nothing happened. It was all the same movie. The same crappy story, the same excessive use of mutants you don't need. I just wanted to hit somebody. I just wanted to snick at somebody. I just the nearest person. But my theater was kind of empty, so, and the people who were in my theater, they were having a fun time. You know, they just let all that bullshit out of the theater. They're, all right, you know, I'm just going to go in there to see some slice and dice action and tons of action-packed stuff. Myself, I was just like, well, but in continuity, but in X-Men 1, so let's just start from the beginning. Okay, Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. He's already proven that he's Wolverine. I had no qualms with that. Sure, there were a couple of shots that were consistent with you know, bird's eye view, Wolverine looking up going, why or no? That was kind of excessive. But Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, they go hand in hand. Like, he was made, a lot of people don't like that he's a little bit taller. To me, that's fine. He's proven in X-Men 1 and 2 and 3 that he can play Wolverine. No qualms about that. Sabretooth, Liv Schreiber as Sabretooth. That was excellent casting. Like, I totally enjoyed seeing him as Sabretooth. But then, you know, then it harkens back to X-Men 1, and you're like, well, what the fuck happened? Why did he, you know, become a member of a 80s rock big hair band? You know, it didn't make any sense. And why didn't he talk? And why didn't he recognize his own brother? See, it's just shit like that you have to try to just look past. But I can't, because I was just so furious. And then we have one of the biggest complaints, Deadpool. Okay, Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson was fantastic. And, you know, they even make reference to that in the Deadpool comics. Like, before I had my cancer and the accident, I looked kind of like Ryan Reynolds. So, to have the humor and the massive pecs that Ryan Reynolds had, he was great as Wade Wilson. What they did to the Deadpool character, you know, besides sewing his mouth shut, it was atrocious. That's not Deadpool. People, that's not Deadpool. First of all, how can you have 8-foot blades of swords come out of your arm, and yet you can bend your arm? That doesn't make any sense. Your arm isn't even 8 feet. You can't even hold. And then just taking all the different mutants' powers and putting them into just one body. Yeah, It's like the Amazo of Marvel. No, you don't do that. It doesn't work. Deadpool is the mark with the mouth, the crimson comedian, the regenerating degenerate. It's not that that abomination that you put up on the screen. Anyway, if he does get his own movie, I highly, highly hope that Marvel Studios, the people who brought us the Incredible Hulk and Iron Man and the upcoming Avengers and Captain America movie, they get the rights to that. Because a lot of people were saying, hey, why wasn't Nick Fury in this movie? Or why wasn't Spider-Man in this movie? Well, because they're different movie studios have the rights. That's why you'll never get to see Spider-Man on the Avengers unless Sony gives back the rights to to Marvel Studios. So that's never going to happen, people. But anyway, I'm getting off track here. The Blob, that was just kind of weird to look at. And to have him box, of all things, he's boxing with Wolverine. So as you can see, my reaction to this movie hasn't really been all that great. I haven't been blown away by it. And then there's Gambit. I'm sorry, I forgot Gambit. He had an on-again, off-again Creole Cajun accent. Like, first he was American, talking like this, and then he's like, yes. He needed to be Josh Holloway from Lost, because let's face it, people, Josh Holloway from Lost would be the perfect Gambit. But apparently there's like rumors that he rejected the role, the offers a couple of times. So, probably a good career move, especially if it was going to be in a movie like this. But, a lot of people are saying, oh, but he's the star from Friday Night Lights. He's amazing and he's so dreamy. That's great, but he just didn't really float my boat. So, if I had to give... Oh, and then don't even get me started on the adamantium bullets. That was just total bullshit. If you haven't seen the movie, the reason Wolverine lost all memory, it could have been as something simple as Weapon X program just wiped his memory clean. No, they had to go the extra mile and shoot him in the head twice with adamantium bullets. That wouldn't leave any holes in his adamantium skull or anything, and, Charles Xavier wouldn't sense that in the future. So if I had to give this movie a grade, I would give it a C+. I put it a little bit higher than Ghost Rider, Daredevil, Catwoman, X-Men 3. It's just a tad bit higher. And a lot of people might be going, oh, but those movies are amazing! Then this was filmed for you. It was filmed for you, that demographic. So, enjoy, eat it all up. I'll be over here waiting for the next big Marvel Studios movie. So, that's my review. If you want to complain or tell me how wrong I am, go ahead and go to www.cammyscomiccorner.com. And from there you can go onto the forums and there will be a thread up about my movie review, and then you can give your little 2 cents about the whole movie and what it meant to you. And if you want any of the kick-ass t-shirts that you've seen me wearing in the past review shows, or the Cammy's Comic Corner shirt, go out and get that too, it's available. Head on over to www.deadlinegraphics.net and send Kelly an email. He has an entire catalog of all the big companies, Marvel, DC, Image, Dark Horse, etc. You want a certain comic book t-shirt? He's the one to make it for you. There's only one name that I trust when it comes to comic book t-shirts. That is Kelly over at www.deadlinegraphics.net. And also, if you like manga or just regular comics, check out my new sponsor, Rising Sun Creations, at rsc-online.com. They have an entire stock of manga, comics, different posters, and you can find it all on their online store. They have a special deal going on right now. They have copies of the Gunslinger Born, Stephen King's Dark Tower series. That's up for grabs in this episode. So if you want a chance to win that, one fan will be chosen at random. Send me an email at cammyscomiccorner@gmail.com with the subject line, Wolverine episode. And please, live in the United States because shipping abroad is a bitch. So I'm sorry. It's not that I don't like all you foreigners, but you're damn filthy. Americans only. And while I will be filming more movie review episodes, like I have Star Trek lined up. It's going to be the comic book and the movie. I did have a Watchmen review episode from way back then, but I filmed it on a high-definition camera, and I'm still kind of playing with the software, so you'll get that review later in summer, and it'll be totally irrelevant by then. But hey, it'll be like an iTunes exclusive. So I hope you enjoyed this review episode of Wolverine. If you're going to go see it, you know, I fear for you, and I hope you bring something to numb the pain, like a nice bottle of alcohol or a nice big fatty joint. Good night, everybody.